bit better. Hello, everybody. This is my first live here on my YouTube channel. I just figured I'd take time to go ahead and try it out and everything for my number 6 social media deep dive. So this should be interesting. No edit, no nothing. So I'm just kind of winging it as I go. I've been meaning to try to do this for a while, but I figured I'd go ahead and take the time to do it right now. All right. So today's social media deep dive for Montgomery 2320 Business Development Services is going to be, I'm kind of going to jump into it a little bit quick here. It's going to be, we are on number 6 now. It's how long will it take for you to develop a healthy social media footprint? Now, this is a mighty good question for today and the time that we're in and everything. Things are moving so fast and we're in such an acceleration now that it's very important to really get your shoes on tight on your social media presence and platform for you and your business and so forth. Because I'll tell you, time is rolling pretty fast and it's going to take time for you to develop your social media footprints, across the, 5 main social media platforms, plus, any other social media platform that you so choose to use that fits you and your brand and your lifestyle and everything. So that is, how long will it take for you to develop a healthy social media footprint? And I reiterate this because it takes a while. It takes at times some years, depending upon your brand, depending upon your focus, your audience. If you already have a ready-made audience, which if you don't already have a social media footprint, there's a good chance you don't have that huge of an audience, as much of an audience as you think you may have, or as much of an audience that you want. So you definitely want to get started as soon as possible because this does take a long time, especially now we're on number 6 of the deep dives. The first one is, access, download the apps, the 5 major apps and start using them. The second one is address your fears. What, why and where did the fears come from and what are they? Third one is come to the realization that social media use is no longer an option. It's not an option anymore. And the fourth one was realize the importance of attention and awareness. You have to realize the importance of attention and awareness for your social media platforms. Number 5, which was last week's, was what will social media help your business with? Okay, so that brings us to the number 6, and that is how long will it take for you to develop a healthy social media footprint? Okay, so now if you're just getting started on the first few steps, there's a good chance that you really want to get to rolling. You really want to get to spending some time, really cultivating your presence on social media. You're basically, developing your algorithms, developing your algorithm that fits around you, the personality of you and your business. These are things that take time. They take time. And the reality of it is, time is not necessarily on our side all the time, but you do have the option of starting now. And so, the reality of it is once you get your mind set upon, how long will it take? Nobody can give that exact answer to how long it's going to take. It's going to take as long as you have to basically diligently, get into the process. Take as long as it takes for you, to, spend time on here. Whether you're putting, 10, 15, 20 pieces of content on social media per day, and whether you're constantly engaging, whether you're, already engaging with your customers now on social media, and that's the other piece. People are going to have to, if you're not already there, people are going to have to get used to you being there and becoming part of, their daily social media use and lifestyle. So the reality is, how long will it take for you to develop a healthy social media footprint? Say that to yourself, write it down, make a note, make some, some educated guesses, forecast, have a little, as my father would say, some forethought on how long do you think it'll take? Because the reality of it is it's just going to be a shot in the dark because you really don't know, especially if you haven't started yet. Nobody can really just tell you, depending upon your, your customer base, what you're currently doing now. But if you're starting from zero, it's going to take a while. It's going to take a while because people have to get used to seeing you. You have to, get used to falling into their news feeds. You got to start, you got to get followed. You know, if you haven't started, there's a good chance you don't have a lot of followers. So you have to build your followership up, and so forth and so on. You have to build up, your subscriptions. You have to, build these things over time. And so the reality of it is you have to get your mind wrapped around. It's going to take you a while if you haven't got it started. Now, if you have got it started, you're already ahead of the game a little bit. But now this is where you have to really get serious about it. Now you have to accelerate. How much are you posting a day? 1, 2 times a day? You got to step that up. The reality of it is, you're not following to a lot of other people's algorithms. I mean, the attention span for us in 2021 and going forward is less and less and less. The attention span is not getting, the bandwidth is not getting, more. It's actually becoming more and less. So the reality of it is you're fitting into just a few seconds of somebody's, focus for the day for whatever it is that you're trying to communicate, whether it be your face, your product, your message, your story, what have you. So you're fitting into a very narrow field of bandwidth and of attention real estate. So the reality of it is you got to get started now, because it's going to take you a while to build, to where your content level is as high as you even, want it to be or needs to be. You'll never know. You'll never know until you get started. So once again, how long will it take for you to develop a healthy social media footprint? Okay. The sooner you start, now this is deep dive number 6. The sooner you start and really take it serious, you start taking it serious, it'll become a part of your daily process. And once it becomes part of your daily process, you'll be able to, add some speed to it as you go along. So, once again, how long will it take for you to develop a healthy social media footprint? Ask yourself that often and stay vigilant about it, because here's the reality. You've got a lot of businesses out here that are posting. They're posting along, multiple platforms daily, hundreds of pieces of content, just different things. You have a lot of, space to make up for, plus your personality is not wrapped around your social media presence yet. So you really haven't, really gained as much attention and awareness as possible. Here's the thing. The market is very saturated. It's a lot of noise. Like I said in the previous videos, if whatever business that it is that you're doing, I guarantee you a lot of people are doing what you're doing. What sets you apart? What makes you unique? What makes you stand out? What makes somebody choose you over the next guy? Well, the reality of it is do they consider you a part of their life? Yeah, you don't got to go home with them every day, talk to them every day, but do they go on Facebook looking for you? They're going expecting you. There are literally people on social media platforms that I expect to see. I expect to see. If I haven't seen them, I'm like, I haven't seen so-and-so for a while. Because why? Because their presence is continuous. It's continuous and it's been that way for a while. So when something changes, now one of the saddest pieces, and we're in a new day now, but one of the saddest pieces is when I check my feeds a lot of time, and I know that, it's not a nice thing to say, but some folks have passed away. But when I check my feeds, and I look at the names, and it's quite a way of memorial, to those that have been close to us, that have passed away, but it becomes a part of your life, and actually becomes a part of your extended life, to be able to engage with people that you normally wouldn't be able to engage with through the vehicle of social media. And so you actually see that, and it impacts you, and it makes you like, oh. Now, as a business owner, this humanizes you to the experience of those who patronizes you. So you're like, oh, remember, oh yeah, and so here's the thing. We're in a new day. People expect more out of their businesses that they patronize. They expect more out of you as a business owner and operator. They expect more than just whatever it is that you provide. They expect more than a widget. They expect for you to also be a part of, what comforts them, even without having to comfort them. They want no friction from you. They want as less friction as possible. Here's the thing: as a business owner, you do not want to be friction for your customers. Not in 2021 going forward. Too much stress, too much tension, too much going on. People do not. You do not want to be a place of friction for those that you're providing services or goods for. You do not want to be just another thing, just another thing. And that's part of your social media footprint, to stay current with people. And so that people know that that they're not just to you. They're not just, just this or just that, that they actually matter to you, that they actually have a name, that they actually have a name. My name is James, that my name is James. When you see me, you say, that's James. That means the world to me. When I come to your business and you're like, and you finish my sentence for me, I go to one place and vegetables and the vegetable soup, and they'll finish, and with the vegetable soup, you remember, I haven't been there in a month. I haven't been there since, and especially since places were closed and everything. I haven't been there in a while, but you remember, I'm coming back there. If you're not open, I'm not getting that food today. That means a lot to me. That means a lot to me. It's personalized. So imagine that for your social media footprint, because you can't be everywhere all the time. But your social media presence can impact those around you and your patronage and your customer base and your, whatever your fandom is, whatever, your following is for you and your business. This is the way, people can, stay, connected to you and your business as their life changes, as children grow up, as parents move away, or as as loved ones are lost, even you're present with them. You're present with them in a time when they need something or somebody. That familiar face, that familiar post, that they get used to getting from you, that little bit of encouragement, that little this is where we are, folks. This is where we are. This is the world that we're in. This is the world we're in. This world that we created. This is the world that we chose, that we wanted. And so, it's important to become, as inundated in that as we can and become part of the process, and the biggest thing about that is for you and your business. How long will it take for you to develop a healthy social media footprint? You got to think about it. You got to spend time. You have to be, this has to become serious for you, and your business, the awareness of your business and the attention for your business's life depends upon, the footprint that you begin to build, or that you cultivate, or that you, stimulate, that you add on, that you increase, what have you. It's imperative. It's imperative. I can't state how imperative it is for you to really get busy about, developing a healthy social media footprint. So, this is the number 6 of the deep dive. And like I say, we got plenty more coming. We've got 4 more in this particular product for social media management, and they're only getting better. I'm telling you, a lot of these are going to be some gut punches, because the reality of it is gloves off. We have to get extremely aggressive about the steps that we're taking, for the health of our business and our social media presence, and to be able to engage with people, around the world, around the world. And plus, like I was talking earlier to one of my mentors, and indicated, the reality of it is you have to become extremely familiar with your algorithm. There are a lot of very bad things happening with people's social media and so forth now, because they're not being, attentive to their social media process that they've gotten started, or other people, that have nefarious, plans are starting them for them. So the sooner you get to know your algorithm, you create your algorithm and you put your personality on it, people will know, hey, that's not him. So if you get something from me that doesn't seem like James, well, that's not James. Hey, let me call James and say, that's not you, James, is it? No, that's not me. Then, okay, then we can identify it, then we can address it. The platforms are getting very serious about taking care of you and your privacy and you need to help that. Talk to you later. God bless you.